non-human, right? So being aware of quantum consciousness will just give you this ability to relax and surrender and be appreciated of more of what is happening in your current life. Hello and welcome back, beautiful beings of light. Welcome back to Spiritual Selfish. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Kristina, and in today's video, guys, I want to share a really interesting concept with you to bring it to your attention, and that is quantum consciousness. And I know this video is titled Activating Your Quantum Consciousness, and to add on that, activating doesn't always mean that you have to lay down, and it is energetical activation when you do an energy upgrade, right? Activating also means, of course, it's happening on energy level, but with this video we're activating the subject of quantum consciousness in your awareness. So the reason being why by the way, if you are excited to learn more about quantum consciousness, please give a like to this video so that I can see that you guys are resonating with these topics. But the reason being I decided to do a video on this is because last month I met someone, and it was so interesting when, usually when I meet somebody, I instantly read their soul signature. I feel their potential, and that's the image I create in my consciousness. But when you start to interact with people, they might be at a little bit different place. So this is why I wanted to share this with you, because this new friend of mine, as I met her, I instantly could feel her being a starseed and incarnating for a huge mission to do with the nature, right? But as we started talking about her life and challenges, I really was able to see the gap that was there. And when I say gap, it doesn't mean anything bad, right? But kind of the gap of not connecting from her standpoint of view what is happening in her life currently to to her past and beyond this incarnation. So the reason why we want to become aware of quantum consciousness, and let's talk about what is quantum consciousness. In a short term, consciousness is awareness, is the perspective, is your ability to perceive and be aware. That's the meaning that I give it to the word of consciousness, and which helps me to understand this big concept. And quantum is meaning limitless, all that there is, right? The quantum field, when you think about quantum field, it's everywhere and nowhere at the same time, right? So quantum consciousness is basically the awareness of the infinite possibilities, of the field of infinity, right? That's how I interpret it. And the reason I want to share this with you, because when we become aware of, when we tap into quantum consciousness, what it gives us is ability to connect the dots that happen beyond this physical incarnation. So what often happens is that we in life experience challenges, hurdles, programs, belief systems, or why do we even incarnate in this family? A lot of the times those things will stem from our past lifetimes, when in reality our past versions of self and future versions of self, they're all happening simultaneously, all in parallel, right? So we in 3D, because we are thinking in a linear manner, we need to kind of separate, oh, this is the past version, this is the future version. But once we really tap into unity consciousness, quantum consciousness, we start seeing everyone as equal, including our quantum self, right? So when we become aware that, you know, time is just something that exists in 3D density, because our physical self is not able to access our, you know, other versions of self, parallel versions of self. Our consciousness, right, the soul, or whatever you want to call it, I call it consciousness, you know, the life force energy that is residing within your vessel. Our consciousness is infinite. It's able to move between dimensions, between realms, and it is able to also connect with your parallel versions of self. This is what I call quantum self. Your self, which is connected with the parallel versions of you. So what it gives us when we are aware and when we are operating from our quantum consciousness, first, awareness of our quantum self, right, the parallel versions of us, which will give us a greater understanding to the circumstances, challenges, and experiences we're having in this human incarnation. Because your quantum self knows, it knows all the human versions of you that have existed, will exist. It knows all your galactic origins, if you had some other incarnations on other star systems or on Earth as, you know, other non-human, right? So being aware of quantum consciousness will just give you this ability to relax and surrender and be appreciated of more of what is happening in your current life. So this is what quantum consciousness really helped me with, and this is why I'm sharing this with you, because as I was talking with my friend last month, and we spent a couple of days together, and you know, I shared this concept with her and about her galactic self and cosmic self, you know, and then in a few days, I know she was interacting with other people as well. And, you know, in a matter of a week and a half, she was like, yeah, of course, quantum self. Yeah, of course, my parallel versions of self. It makes sense why, you know, I'm experiencing certain things in my life right now. So it gives us an immense amount of freedom and, you know, how to even explain it? I feel energetically more expansive, more vast. You know what I mean? So to give you a last piece to really ground it in, and please guys, let me know how, you know, this, how you're receiving this, if this makes sense. But for example, we're not just talking about, with quantum consciousness, we're not just talking about, you know, victim mentality, victim consciousness, creator consciousness. That's more of levels of consciousness of your human self. And by the way, if you want to find out your current level of consciousness of your human self, I have a fun quiz, which is what is your level of consciousness, which you can fill in, and it will give you the result based on your answers. I also have a separate video talking about levels of consciousness, which I will insert here, and you can check it out. But with what quantum consciousness, it's more about the scale on which you think, right? So we can think locally, right? Our job, our grocery store, our school where you go to, you know, our family. Then we can start expanding into kind of neighbor level of awareness. We can expand into the city. We can maybe thinking on the level of our country. We may be thinking on a global level, right? What I can for sure share with you, you know, in the past I've traveled quite a lot in Brazil, in US, all over Europe, Australia, Asia, and I will tell you for sure, the moment when you start traveling and you actually start to experience and realize, hey, our planet is actually not that big, like, you know, from north of, you know, Europe, you can go to the south of the planet, which is Australia, and like, hey, it's only 3 planes away, right? So our awareness start to expand. And if you think about, you know, the big change makers that create big changes that influence the whole planet, do you think they think locally? No, they think globally, right? So it's same with you. If you want to heal yourself, if you want to become in a greater alignment with your, soul path and your higher self, and create your future, from this place of awareness and power, right? Also using your own power, which is beyond physical. We need to operate and be aware of our quantum self and operate from quantum consciousness, taking into account our parallel versions of selves, our gifts, our skills that we had in other lifetimes, which we can download and we always have access to, right? So I hope this concept, this video brought this new concept. For some it might be new, for some it might be not, but I really hope that this video helps you to really tap and to start think about quantum consciousness. What is out there beyond my physical self, all right? Because your consciousness is so vast and expansive. It had so many experiences, and when you truly start connecting with your quantum self, you can download new abilities, you can tap into your dormant gifts. And also, you can download the lessons that will help you understand why you're experiencing certain things in your life right now, and download the lessons in order to overcome certain hurdles or challenges in this lifetime. So, if you enjoyed this video, I do also have activating your quantum awareness, consciousness, your quantum self activation. So that's one is energetical. So now we just talked it through so that your conscious mind start to become aware of this. But there's also some energetics that can be done in order to assist you to connect with your quantum self and tap into the level of quantum consciousness faster. So if you're interested in doing the energetical work as well and would like to receive this quantum consciousness activation, it's part of our Leaders of Light collective content library. So I'm gonna leave the link down below. It's basically a content membership, only $47, and you'll have access not just to this quantum consciousness activation, but to a ton of other healings, guided practices, coaching calls, masterclasses, workshops worth over 40 hours. So there's a gift for you. So again, the link is down below, and I would love to hear, guys, for you how quantum consciousness topic landed for you. Have you been aware of this already or not? And give this video a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!